Tomorrow is the Kentucky Derby. However, my favorite race to bet is the Golden Hour Pick 4, which is the last two races at Santa Anita and Golden Gate Fields. Even though tomorrow is a big day for gambling in the Kentucky Derby, I'll give you my insights on the Golden Hour Pick 4. And since this is the last year of the Golden Gate Fields, which I hope it isn't, but most likely it is, I want to take advantage of this bet. In fact, today there was no races at Golden Gate Fields, so I think the card for tomorrow's races at Golden Gate Field could be very competitive. But as I'm making this video right now, I plan to post it tonight. I'm going to do something maybe a little differently than on my Golden Hour Pick 4. Usually in my Golden Hour Pick 4, I pick 3 horses from each race, and with a $1 bet, that comes $1 wager that comes into $81. But with the day before, I'm probably going to show 4 horses that I'm planning to pick in the Golden Hour Pick 4. And because Golden Gate Fields didn't have a race car today, there's a possibility that some of the runners might not run tomorrow, especially since it's going to be raining at Golden Gate Fields. So the first leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4 is race number 10 at Santa Anita. And so there's 4 horses I'm planning to pick. First, the number 2 horse is Thales, and he's actually $1 million 2-year-old, so he was highly regarded. However, he has only won 1 race ever, and because of that, with the rest of his form, he ended up being gelded. So that's one of the horses I plan to pick. He provides a pretty good odds, morning line odds of 4-1. So that's one opportunity I'm thinking about. Despite the fact he's won only 1 race, he's run okay in others. So that's one of the horses I plan to pick. The other horse I plan to pick is Mopetown. And if you look at this form right here, he's run actually twice, 3 times at Santa Anita. Twice he's been in the money. So he's won first and has second. So he has an affinity for this racetrack, and that's my thoughts on Mopetown. And then actually the 2 horses I'm going to discuss are probably going to be the favorites for this race. One is the big Chisola. If you look at his form right now, he's won 1 race in lifetime. However, at Santa Anita, he's ran 3 times and finished twice in the money. The other horse I plan to pick is the number 7, the Mazio. And the Mazio has only won 1 race. And most of these, I think all these horses, they've only won 1 race in this race. So Jeff Mullins is a pretty solid trainer, and I'm picking he might be the favorite for the first leg in the Golden Hour Pick 4. The second race of the Golden Hour Pick 4 is race 8 at Golden Gate Fields. It's a mile 16th on the turf. So there's going to be heavy rains tomorrow, and this could affect some of the horses that might run in this race. Hence, one of them is number 3, Egomania. He's only entered for the main track only. So he's the favorite, but as stated, he's only going to enter for the main track only. And with the wet yielding turf tomorrow expected, there's a possibility that there might not be any turf races in Golden Gate Fields. So in this leg, there's like 5 of the horses I'm thinking about, and Egomania is one, due to the fact that he's going to run in the main track only. The second horse I'm going to pick is number 4, Roby. And Roby, he's run, if you look at his form, he's out of 9 Golden Gate Field turf starts, 8 of them have been in the money. And he appears to have a strong preference of turf. So that's my insight on Roby. The third horse I'm thinking about is number 5, is Union Wave. Union Wave has probably, of all the horses in the field, the strongest buyer speed figures, and he's 2 for 2 at Golden Gate Turf in terms of in the money. Another horse I'm thinking about in this leg is Doo-Wop Don. Doo-Wop Don has never run on Golden Gate Turf, and so I don't know in terms of if he'll be still be entered. But if this is it ends up being off the turf and on the synthetic, there's a possibility that I plan to maybe play this horse. If you look at his form, the last two races he's finished third and first. So this all depends on if this race will still be on the turf or will remain uh, will remain on the turf or will be on the synthetic. The other horse I'm thinking about too is number 9, Tamarindo Star, and actually the last two races, he's finished has finished first. His only start in Golden Gate Field turf has been third, but if you look at his form, yeah, he has some liking to Golden Gate Field, so that's a horse regardless on the turf or synthetic that I'm thinking about playing. The third leg is of the Golden Hour Pick 4 is race 11 Santa Anita, which is a mile and eighth race on the turf. So when it comes to like turf races, pedigree plays a huge part of it. So at the moment, there's four horses I'm thinking about. The first one is the number 4 horse, Mediha. Mediha has actually, if you look at his form, he's out of 14 Santa Anita turf starts, 8 of them have been in the money. So he has some liking to this turf. So that's why he's one of the horses I plan to pick. The other horse I plan to also maybe play in this third leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4 is number 7, Henny's Crazy Train. This one ran 3 times at the Santa Anita turf, and all 3 times has been in the money. Even though he hasn't won, he has been in the money. So who knows? At 5-1, that's a pretty good morning line of odds, and he could stay around 5-1 or maybe be less. But that's another horse I'm thinking about playing on this third leg. The other horse I'm planning to think about playing this third leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4 is the probably most likely the favorite, the number 9 horse, Trump's Dream. Sorry, and his pedigree screams turf. So if you look at his Santa Anita turf record, he's ran 7 times, and 3 of them he's won, and then one time he was third. And in fact, his last race, which on Santa Anita, he won. So I think that's why he's the morning line favorite. The last horse I'm thinking about is Mahina, and I mentioned about pedigree. So if you look at his form right now, he's done his last 2 races he's won on grass. But I underlined the dam Malibu Pier by was a daughter of Malibu Moon, and the Malibu Pier is, I believe, a graded stakes winner, a multiple graded stakes winner. So this is an intriguing play I'm thinking about doing in for Mahina in the third leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. The last leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4 is race number 9 is Golden Gate Fields. And this is a 6 furlong on the synthetic. So here are the 4 horses I plan to pick. One of the horses I'm thinking about playing is number 4 is Supernal. He's only ran twice, but yet he's finished first or third. So when it comes to like horses that only won one race I like only won one race. I like to, or maybe around 2 or 3. I like to see how many starts they have. The fact that he's only run twice and has won one, I think, is shows that he knows what the winner circle is like, and he's one of the horses I plan to play in this last leg. The other horse I'm planning to also play is number 5 is Autism Puzzle, and Autism Puzzle is most likely is the morning line favorite. His record Golden Gate Fields is he's run 8 times Golden Gate Fields, and half the time he's finished in the money. So that's one of the reasons why he's the favorite. Granted, with this field, he has his last 2 races. He's finished fourth and third. But he did win his Golden Gate Fields in March of this year. So this is another horse I plan to play, in this last leg. The other horse, the third horse, is planning to play in the Golden Hour Pick 4 is the number 6 Bold Encounter. He's only won one race um, in his lifetime, but that one race was at Golden Gate Fields. So, given the field and the quality of the record of the other opponents, he might be the second choice in this race. The last one I think about picking is the number 7 Zen State. And so Zen State is the only horse in this field. He's one of two horses in this field who has multiple buyer speed figures of 50 or higher. That's why I underlined it. In addition, I also underlined the owner, which is the same as the breeder, Harris Farms. And with the closure of Golden Gate Fields, it could affect farms like Harris Farms, which is a thoroughbred farm in Central California. And uh, I don't necessarily look at the owner or the breeder when it comes to certain races, but I think with Golden Gate Fields closing, I think having a underlining some of the farms that have contributed a lot to California racing is one idea or one play I'm thinking about making for this horse. So there you go. There's about 4 or 5 horses in each race. One of them has about 5 horses, but usually I pick 3 horses from each race with a $1 wager. That's $81. The thing with pick fours, you have to be careful because you don't want to go too crazy because you could bet a lot and you might not win. So if you pick 4 horses in each race, that's going to be $256. The difference between 81 and $256 can be immense. Granted, there could be one horse that you could think about saying, "Oh man, there's one horse I should have picked." If you only do the $81